Hi friends, hello from beautiful Maui. My name is Drea, also known as WindyCityPeach, and I am a food, lifestyle, and gardening blogger. I wanted to come in today and kind of talk to you guys a little bit about Maui, but specifically about some tips for you when you're traveling. If you're anything like me, you like to do tons of research and figure out what should I pack, what should I bring, how should I dress, and all those types of things to help you better prepare for the trip. So as I was preparing for my trip to Maui, I didn't see a lot of people that look like me traveling, and so I wanted to come in and offer some tips to my girls so we could be ready and you could be ready like me. So I'm going to go through some tips for your trip to Maui. First of all, as you are preparing, you may find tons of different options in terms of lodging. I chose not to stay at a hotel, even though there are plenty of hotels. I chose not to stay at a hotel, and as opposed to that, I did VRBO. So it's kind of like Airbnb, but I felt like that was the best option for myself and my husband. We basically got a 1-bedroom condo with a living room, a full kitchen, a balcony, and a beautiful view, which I will show you all. You all will be able to see the beautiful view off of my balcony, and it's amazing. I personally liked that option better. I know if you are traveling alone, you might want to be in a hotel so you can have more security. But for the most part, everything here is super laid back. People are very nice and helpful, and Google Maps and your phone and everything works just fine, so you can find some things for you to do. It is also cheaper to do a vacation rental as opposed to a hotel, tremendously cheaper, so keep that in mind as well. In terms of how we are commuting, I also chose to do a Turo as opposed to a rental car. Right now, rental car prices in general are just, they're astronomical, and Turo was the better option for us. With Turo, you work with a personal owner of a car and they drop it off to you a lot of times right at the airport, right to you, and so that way you have the usage of the vehicle. They have tons of different options for you, so that is something that you can do. The gas prices here are a little high, on the high side. Thankfully, there's not a lot of driving and commuting that you do, so that way you don't really have that issue when you're traveling, where you're constantly having to refill your gas tank and things like that. In terms of what to wear and what to pack, look ladies, I get it. I love my glam just like the next person, but honestly, this is a foundation, sunscreen, bronzer, lipstick, and maybe lashes type of situation. You are not gonna want to pile on the makeup because it is just, it's not hot here. It's actually, well, I'm coming now in October, so the time that I'm coming now is not super hot, but you're not super layering your skin. If you look at me, I don't even have on any makeup. I did fill in my brows, I put on a lip, but that was mostly for the video. But you're not getting like super glammed up. You're not, you know, you're just not doing all the things that you may typically do at home. I know I do more when I'm on vacation in other cities, not like a beach town. In terms of what to wear, realistically speaking, one of the things that I should have known but I was unprepared for was the time difference. And so I'm coming from Chicago, which is Central Time Zone, and it's 5 hours behind the Central Time Zone, and if you're on the East Coast, it's even more. I think it's 6 hours. If you're on the West Coast, it's a little better, but I start to shut down around 7 o'clock, so there isn't a whole lot of nightlife. I don't know if there's nightlife here. I don't know anything about it. So in terms of what you may want to bring, maybe 2 outfits per day, but really keeping in mind that one of those outfits, like I have on right now, is going to be something that you might wear to the beach or something like that. When you're planning your daily activities, for example, the road to Hana, that is a day activity. You don't want to do like the road to Hana and then a luau, or a luau and something else. There are certain activities that are just one day activities and you don't want to pack your itinerary with a whole lot to do, believe it or not, just going to the beach is just awesome enough in and of itself. So if you have a day trip where you're going snorkeling or you're going on a day cruise, let that be your day activity. So you're not gonna say, oh, I need something to wear like during the day and then something to wear at night, because I almost guarantee the amount of energy that you're going to exert doing those activities, you're not going anywhere super fancy, so you can save that cute outfit. I have a tendency to bring 2 cute outfits per day, but on this trip I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be going out at the evening once I finished my day activity, and that was correct. Other than that, people here are very nice and very helpful. For the most part, you don't really get lost. We have pretty much used a GPS everywhere we want to go, but there was a time where I was right where I needed to be, but I couldn't figure out like exactly where, because it was like in a parking area. These people saw me with my phone. They came up so nice and accommodating. They were like, you look like you're lost, and so they gave me directions. So people here are very nice. Shopping, so I was very much looking forward to doing some luxury shopping. There is a luxury mall here, however you will win on your taxes, but in terms of the prices, I didn't see that big of a difference. I think those main luxury shopping places are on the Big Island in Honolulu, not so much Maui. So I did look at some luxury shopping, but honestly I saw nothing different from the things that I see in Chicago, so it wasn't really worth it for me to get anything other than to say, hey, I bought that in Maui, and you know, again, I would have saved on the tax, but it wouldn't have been that great of a savings. There are a couple of luxury items at the TJ Maxx that I did go into, so I did pick up a couple of those items, but for the most part, the shopping and everything is pretty standard. It has most of your standard stores. We have the Target. I've been to Target 3 times because I'm a Target girl. You have Walgreens. You have, like I said, the luxury mall is like an outside mall, but it's very nice. It has your high-end stores, your Louis, your Gucci. They had a Prada store. I feel like a Rolex store. So they had that type of shopping. So if you're into that type of thing, but you're wanting to do like a big volume of that, Maui doesn't necessarily have it. But in terms of the area, the weather at this time that I'm traveling, October, is literally perfect. It's not a lot of humidity. It's hot, but it's not humid. At night, it is a wonderful breeze. You barely maybe put on sleeves, but really don't need it. It does sometimes randomly rain, but it hasn't been like a torrential downpour, more like sprinkles. But other than that, I feel like you would be completely prepared for the trip. Being transparent in terms of just being honest, black folks, I haven't seen a lot of black folks in Maui, at least right now. We saw a few, but we didn't really see a lot of black folks in Maui. We went to, we did the road to Hana, which I'm going to do a separate video about, and we ran into some girls, some were from Houston, and one actually lived in Chicago. But for the most part, you know, it's not any issues in the area. And I know someone may be watching this video and think that I don't need to mention that, but if you're a traveler, you want to know how black folks are received in different areas, and here I did not have any problems. So I hope this video is helpful to you. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to start adding more of my travel content so you all can find some helpful information. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you can get my notifications, and thanks so much for joining me. All right, bye.